please. I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Welcome to Stonkcenter, the greatest finance show in the world. I'm not going to talk like that 100% of the time. Let's just be real, guys. I only got dressed up because this is the premiere, and I figured why not wear a suit. And full transparency, I'm wearing basketball shorts under this, so it doesn't even matter, right? I'm not even in a full suit. Super excited about this because I stream with you guys every morning. We all watch the market just until it closes. And to do a show like this that is for the community that nobody else has really tried to do yet, you know what I mean? Like, no one else has tried making a finance show that doesn't dress it up too much to the point to where it looks like a bunch of dudes in suits. Ironically, big announcement later for Swing League. I mentioned it in one of the streams earlier this week, and a lot of you guys have been asking me about it. If you don't know what Swing League is, stick around to the end. There's going to be some really, really exciting stuff revolving around it. But before we get there, I want to get into a big piece of news that happened this last week. So because this show is mainly about day trading and swing trading, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of the financials. We're just going to be quick, high level overview of it. Nothing long term. But Joe Rogan, as many of you have heard, signed a $100 million deal, or more than that, over a few years with Spotify. This is going to disrupt that streaming market so I can't even begin to put words around how much carnage this is going to cause in that space. A lot of this can't be measured numerically. We know the number that they paid him in this deal is very, very high. But let's look at the variables that everyone is forgetting. This isn't only about trying to get users to leave Apple and go to Spotify. I think there is a gray area where you are going to have a majority of people that are consistently Apple Music users just use Spotify as well, right? And that right there in itself is huge because you're having Spotify go into territory or market share that Apple has and essentially take it over without necessarily pushing them out of the way. And the reason I use the word carnage is because that's exactly what it will cause in the marketplace when we're looking at it from a shareholder's perspective. I think at least, right? So if another company came along and they started stealing not stealing, but kind of essentially that's what happens in the marketplace, stealing all these users from another streaming platform, you potentially could see that stock go down, right? But if the other streaming network comes along and offers something, a product that's part of their service, like Joe Rogan's podcast, that is there's so much demand for it, we could see the shareholders being a little bit unsure about what they want to do, right? So Apple shareholders, Spotify shareholders, a lot of people are going to be pumping Spotify right now in the next few months, the next 6 months. What's going to happen to Apple stock? I know that this is only one part of their business and it's very multidimensional, but this is a big deal for shareholders, right? Especially people who look at it from a long-term perspective. People could be moving a little bit out of there, especially if they don't have big innovations in their phone department, right? The iPhone, we aren't seeing giant updates every single new model. I need to stop this right now. If I keep going, it will be never ending. Let's go to the conversation I had with my very good friend, Hector Chaparro, earlier on this topic, as well as some of the tickers that he's in, and he's going to give us a pick for the week too between two very, very active stocks. First of all, I'd like to introduce everybody to one of the board members of Swing League. We haven't really talked about Swing League yet, but it is going to be something we're going to get into after this. But Hector, welcome. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Thanks. Yeah.
He's like, I'm Devin's friend. We talk about stonks.
Stonks. Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Stonks.
So what are you in right now? Are you bag holding anything?
I'm in UAVS.
You know, yeah. And don't give everyone your positions. Let's talk about that then. UAVS. You're in that. How long have you been holding that right now?
About a couple weeks.
Really? Okay.
You know.
Have you bought in and out of it?
Yeah. No, not yet. Actually, I averaged down a little bit ago.
Okay. So you're waiting on the pop then. That's like because I know you talked about that with me. That's one of your bigger positions.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm in there big. Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of percentage profit are you trying to are you hoping to make off this? We won't get into numbers, but percentage wise, what are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for like 80 to 100% pop.
Really?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, no, I know. Go,
I'm not saying it's not
go big or go
possible.
home.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not that risky. But
Wow.
it is what it is.
Right.
So, okay, let's get away from that. Big news. We're not going to go into specifics about this, but the Joe Rogan deal, $100 million, Spotify exclusively. He's going to be on there with video content and a podcast, obviously. Um, Dude, how, first of all, short term in the next like 2 months, 3 months leading up to September when it really starts rolling out, how do you think that's going to affect the ticker from a shareholder perspective?
Honestly, feel like it's going to experience a pop. There's going to be a
Like, but
change
what
on
type
that.
of pop, right? Do you think that over the next few months we're going to see incrementally increase like 60%, 50%? You don't got to give the exact number, but ballpark.
I don't know. At least I'd say at least, and this is just my own, how I feel. But I'm thinking at least a good 20%,
You
if
would
not
think,
more.
right? You
And
would think, right?
yeah, and that's only because of his viewership. So, and people are going to switch over to Spotify as soon as that goes through, and they're going to see a spike in accounts. And as far as for investors and everything, that's going to reflect as potential earnings, in the future.
It's very true. And then also, I thought of this also, is that like people like for Apple to take a hit, right? Because obviously this is going to affect Apple to some extent, right? Not necessarily saying Apple stock is going to go down, but maybe this hinders the growth of it a little bit from like an investor perspective, because there is going to be so many users that might not necessarily be converting entirely, but we'll say also using Spotify along with Apple Music. How much do you think this hinders the growth, of Apple's stock? That because obviously it's going to be hindered already with COVID and all this crazy stuff going on, the elections. We don't know if this virus can be politicized even more. Um, how much do you think this hinders the growth of Apple? Do we lose him? Do we lose you? Hector, are you there? Do we lose you? Oh no. He's gone. Is he there? Is he connected again? Is he back?
Oh, I'm back.
All
I'm
right, he's
back.
back. He's back.
I'm back. What you hear? I don't know.
I didn't hear anything. I heard nothing.
You didn't hear anything?
No.
You went. You went. Yeah, you went MIA, dude.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't have. All right. So,
All
how
right.
much do you think this is going to affect Apple stock?
Honestly, as people switch over to Spotify, because they're gonna have a lot of people that, they just show up to see Joe,
Yeah.
So, I'm one of them. I don't go on YouTube a whole lot. Occasionally,
But Apple
other
Music,
than
you
for
know what I mean?
occasional
Apple stock
music,
specifically, right? Like obviously, like people are really going to be, there's going to be, YouTube's going to take a big hit, right? But I don't think
Yeah,
that'll
of course.
affect ABC as a whole, right? I mean, obviously, ABC owns Google, Google's like YouTube, right? But Apple stock, do you
Apple
think?
stock.
Yeah, I don't like, for me personally, I don't think Apple stock's going to take a dip, but maybe it's going to hinder the growth.
I think so. And the reason is because they also have, Apple has their own podcast app, and I actually use it. I have an iPhone. And I'm sorry for the barking dog, by the way.
I don't care.
I
You're
don't know if
good.
you can hear him or if you hear her. um, but yeah, I think it's going to affect its growth. A lot of people log in listen to that podcast. Like I said, if Zoom is sorry, what am I saying? If Spotify is going to see some positive outcome out of this, as far as more interaction from people, I can definitely see Apple taking a bit of a hit from him leaving and no longer having his show available on
It's
that platform.
understandable. All right. Before we close out,
Yeah.
really quick, you got two really big stocks have been super active, KTOV and Mark. Which one are you picking this week?
KTOV or Mark? Well, to be honest with you, I haven't done my own DD, so
Yeah.
I've only kind of seen their mentions on Twitter and all that. But a lot of people are thinking People are thinking KTOB might be going to
You're a
RX.
piece of crap. I swear it's not. All right. This guy's an idiot. It is not. They're not having a reverse split. KTOB is not having a reverse split, dude.
Uh,
I'm in KTOB, so I'm letting you guys all know they are not having a reverse split. I'm not lying to you. They're not. He's
okay,
saying
well,
that. He
okay.
saw it on Twitter. It's all Twitter hype. People are getting out, you know. They're just being idiots. This dude.
Hey, all right. To be fair, the company hasn't said anything.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so that's just people thinking for whatever reason they have that speculation.
Oh my
Um,
God. All right, Mark or KTV, pick one. Which one?
okay. So Mark, as far as Mark, I feel like they've been getting a lot of hype in the last couple of weeks, a lot longer
Yeah,
than KTOB. KTOB is a little more fresh.
yeah.
Um, I think that you could maybe make a small change off of Mark, but I think honestly, I feel like KTOB is where it's at right
I think so too.
now.
It's
Yeah, you
Mark
can
from my opinion too.
squeeze out more.
Mark has peaked
What's
too
that?
many times, right? It's been two up, one down, two up, one down, two up, one down. How much more can you do that before you get to the top of the mountain and it just tips and stays stagnant? I think it could hold its price generally, right? Around it's definitely going to hold a higher price now, but I don't know if it could be pumped anymore.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Unless some sort of, everything's based on speculation. So
Sure.
unless there's some sort of press release that, generates interest again, I honestly feel like KTOV is probably a better ticket
Yeah, yeah.
for Goofy.
Understandable. Well, Hector, I appreciate you being on here. Appreciate you dealing with the technical difficulties I had. I can't talk. I had a lot of caffeine. Technical difficulties that I had earlier. Heck, if you guys want to follow Hector, I don't know his handles. I'll put him in the description or something like that. But he's going to be a little bit more active, especially being on the board of Swing League, which we are going to get to in just a minute here. But Hector, thank you. I hope you and your lady have a good day right now. If you guys didn't know, Hector's
Oh, thank
girlfriend let him borrow those AirPods that he's using right now. So without her, this wouldn't be possible.
you. Honestly,
All right.
shout out to my lady.
Yeah. All right, dude. We'll talk to
Yeah.
you soon.
All right, thank you.
Before we close out this episode, guys, I want to share something with you that's going to be probably one of the bigger things to happen in my life. This is something that I'm so excited about. Swing League. Swing League is an esports league for day and swing traders. Teams will consist of 3 to 5 traders, and competition sessions will last a full trading week. There is no minimum to have in your account, and this is the most exciting part about all of it for me. Whether you have 150 grand in your account or $500 in your account, you're both eligible and both equal in the league because it all revolves around percentage of winnings. So it's not that the cash is irrelevant. We're all trying to make money, but this league is about the right picks. So we would average all the percentage of profits out for your team versus another team versus another team. And at the end of the week, whoever comes in first, second, third, fourth, depending on where you rank, you will get a certain number of points. And those points are added up for the whole season. At the end of the season, whoever has the most points will be crowned champion of Swing League. It sounds like a lot, and I'm going to have a full manual and basically press release for you guys on the official rules of it. But again, I just want to get it out there for you guys. I'm super excited. There is a link to sign up in the description. Please sign up, guys. Like, it doesn't matter how long you've been trading. You'd be surprised. This is gonna like literally get crazy. And who knows? You guys competing against each other might give you a little bit more drive to start making that money. You know what I mean? I know competition makes me super excited and makes me try a little bit harder. So maybe it's gonna be the same way with you guys. Again, link is in the description. Swing League. This is gonna be ridiculous. This is gonna be it's a lot of chaos, but I'm super excited about it. So thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Stonkcenter. I left a lot of stuff out. This is very unorganized, but it's going to get better. I drank too much coffee. I'm really hot. I'm sweating. I will see you guys next time.